The last person remaining in a 1v5. A pick here would be really cool. Oh, 720. Oh, he got a tag.
FaZe Clan has always been a pretty unorthodox team in Valorant. They are a team constantly trying to push the envelope and challenge a lot of the tac shooter norms. I love watching them because you're almost guaranteed to see at least a couple of rounds that make you scratch your head and laugh hysterically at how weird they are. Despite the meme-like packaging, the FaZe innovations are very tactically sound and potent strategies. So if you're a cultured fan of big brain memes, be sure you subscribe to the channel. Here we are in the second round of a match on Breeze where FaZe has lost the pistol. Now, when you lose the pistol, there are two main options for you. Number one, you can sacrifice round 2 and just try to hurt their economy while ensuring you have good economy in round 3, or you can buy up and fight them to try and slow down or cripple their economy for a few rounds while stealing the momentum. Option 2 is obviously more risky, and FaZe, being FaZe, takes the more aggressive and risky approach. In the past, we've seen the post-pistol eco rounds dominated by Stingers and Spectres because their volume of bullets tend to devastate the low-armored opponents. These days, we see kind of a mixture of SMGs, Bulldogs, Ares, and Marshals all making some appearance. Immortals puts together a pretty standard buy after the first round victory, 5 players with upgraded weapons and full armor. And then there's FaZe, with no armor and 4 Marshals. As the round starts, we can get a good sense of why FaZe has gone with this odd-looking arsenal. FaZe leaves Zachary on his own over at B site with a little bit of utility and a shorty. His job, clearly, on the Viper is just to stall and try to get a single pick if Immortals goes there. Meanwhile, Corey and Baby Bay immediately push out of mid doors to check for mid pressure and get early information, while Raucus uses his Marshal to hold the long hallway. As soon as Immortals shows in caves and Baby J dies, Baby Bay and Corey and Raucus all rotate to reinforce A site. You'll notice though that they have no interest in fighting for the front of the site and instead sit back towards their spawn while trading pot shots with their Marshals. Immortals pushes onto the site and tries to set up for a post plant, but start running into problems because their two duelists both have Spectres and can't get into effective range without getting hugely out of position in the massive back part of A site. Jet ends up overextending and the rest of Immortals get chunked down by a hail of Marshal shots while FaZe dips in and out of cover. FaZe quickly picks apart Immortals, who seem completely thrown off by this deep hold from the defense and only have a single Bulldog and a Marshal that are reasonably effective at this range. FaZe cleans up the round and upgrades their weapons with those dropped by Immortals and seizes economic control of the map. There's a few reasons why this strategy works so well for FaZe. First of all, we are on Breeze, a map with massive open space on both sites and tons of long sightlines that favor weapons like the Marshal. These same conditions also severely nullify the power of spraying weapons like the Spectre and the Ares that normally dominate in an anti-eco buy on smaller maps. Effectively, FaZe has the firepower advantage as long as they keep their distance, since 4 of their weapons do 101 damage on body shots and instantly kill on headshots. Meanwhile, Immortals has 3 guns that will need to land several bullets at long range to kill, even against the unarmored FaZe players. The next thing going in FaZe's favor is that Breeze is a map where holding on the actual site is incredibly difficult because of how wide open it is. Most of the time, teams will actually fall back into the entrance and into caves to defend the plant, which again favors the range of the Marshals, even if FaZe is having to retake with them. We can clearly see how ineffective that the 2 Spectres are as they desperately try to get into effective range. And this is really the genius of the strategy, because if FaZe had tried to just go for sort of a standard 4-spy and tried to play closer range with shotguns or sheriffs or something like that, they would have more than likely gotten overrun by the superior guns, utility, and armor of the attackers. So I hope you enjoyed the creative tactics as much as I did, and thank you as always for supporting this channel.